Hey everyone, Matt here. So it's been 14 days since the last time we were in the Timmy hive here, and on that inspection, we were looking to see if the queen did get mated, and she definitely did. We did see eggs and some larvae, um, but it was uncertain whether she was laying drones or worker because there was no capped brood. So today we're gonna go in and take a look, hopefully find some worker brood, and if we see the queen, maybe we'll mark her. You can see that there's a lot of pollen coming in, so obviously they do have brood that they're feeding, which is a good sign. But let's take a peek inside. So weird thing is I found this queen cell here, but if my memory is correct, I thought that there was a queen cell at the exact same spot um, when this hive originally had its brood break. But there's lots of worker brood in here, and I see the next frame has lots and lots of worker brood. So I'm gonna go check and make sure that there is an actual queen and see her for sure. Yeah, I don't know, but that looks like another queen cell right there. Right here. So I do see larvae. And I think there's eggs. Weird. And on this same frame, look right in here. So I'm thinking something happened where the queen laid for a little bit, but there is a bunch of queen cells in here now. And if I look into some of the cells, there's some eggs in some of them and some not, so maybe it's laying workers also. But there's a lot of empty cells, and some of the cells that I do see eggs in, some have two in them. Hilarious. So I spot the queen during editing, and here's a spoiler alert. If you want to just watch the video and see how it played out on that day, then turn your volume down and wait until you see this still picture move into the video again, and then turn your volume up and you'll miss everything that I have to say here. So this is a prime example of what a complex puzzle a bee colony can be. So imagine if I would have went into this hive, and on the first frame I pulled out, I would have seen the queen, I would have seen sealed worker brood, I would have assumed that they were Queenright, and I would have closed them up. And you know what? They would have been fine, because bees know how to be bees, and they would have fixed all their own problems. They don't need us to fix their problems. So it would have been fine. But on this inspection, because I did miss her and I dove farther into it, I realized that there was queen cells, that there was capped drone cells in between worker cells, which they normally don't do. You know, there was some cells with double eggs in them. You know, so my thought is that she wasn't mated properly, that maybe she did become a drone layer and they wanted to supersede her. And so what we did was we did give them a new frame of brood so they can solve that problem, or gave them more resources to solve that problem. And what we'll do is we'll come back in 21 days from now, which is 5 days after this actual inspection, and we will compare that queen to the queen that we see here on this picture, and we can see what they did do. Yeah, so that'll be really interesting. So anyways, so back to your scheduled broadcast. I'm gonna do another sweep. So I'm not too sure what's going on, because there is some queen cells in there, but I do see eggs in some of the cells, but they seem, there might be a few where I can see 2 in them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a frame of eggs and larvae from a different colony and put it in here, and then come back in a week and check them out again. This comb is all sideways in the frame anyways, so I'll just clean it off, and then we'll put it into this nuke when we take the frame of eggs and brood out. I'm just double checking that the queen's not on this one, so we don't take her for a ride. But this one has 4 big patches of open larvae, lots of eggs. Get in there. Let's see that back up. Take this. Well, that was interesting. So what did we find? Well, when we first went in, we found 4 queen cells, but then I went in further and I seen that there was eggs, but they were only in really shallow cells, and some of them did have 2 in there. There was a lot of drone brood, and in some of the areas that they had a bunch of worker brood, there was some drone brood cappings in the middle of them. So what I'm thinking is the last time we were in here, we might have squished the queen. You know, or for some reason they were unhappy with her because we opened up, or it disrupted them, but probably we killed her. So the way that we're gonna kind of fix that is I took that brand new frame of brood and eggs from the cardboard nuke #1, and we put it in there right in the middle of their brood nest, and then that'll do two things. One, it'll get the open brood pheromones back in there and hopefully suppress the laying workers, you know, their desire to lay eggs, hopefully suppress that. And it also gives them a bunch of resources to make new queen cells. On the other hand, maybe I just missed the queen and didn't see her in there, then putting in a frame of eggs and larvae is not gonna harm that queen that's in there. So if you like this content, maybe give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and thanks for watching.